Welcome to the Complete Fitness Podcast with Core for Complete Fitness. Your episode is starting in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, peoples. Happy February 21st. Hopefully you guys have had a great month so far. I feel like January was the longest month in the entire world, and this has now been the fastest month in the entire world. But without further ado, let's get this show on the road, guys. Now, before I get rambling today on today's topic on the podcast, if you could do me one huge favor, there's a subscribe button, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening on Spotify or iTunes or Audible or whatever your platform of choice is. If you can please press that button, that way when we drop a new episode, you'll get notified right away. And then, like always, if this has helped you in any way, shape, or form, or you know somebody that this could help out, please feel free to share it with them, send it through them through a text message, share the link with them, post it on social media. That way we can keep on growing the podcast through you guys. Now, we had a big surprise for you guys today, but technology failed us. So we're going to have to leave it, hopefully, maybe one more week, maybe 2 more weeks till we can iron everything out. But we're kind of reshaping what the look of the podcast is a little bit. So stay tuned, guys. But like I said, we were hoping to launch everything today. But we tried, and the bandwidth isn't correct. And so we're going to the classic one. But this will be maybe one of the last original versions that we do. Now, before I get going, guys, like always, like, subscribe. And today we're going to talk about a lot of what we talk about on the podcast is projected towards you guys and how I can help you. And I'm sorry, I'm getting over like a little bit of a cold. And kind of as coaches, what we can help you with. And one of the biggest things people seem to get help from is when they're able to ask us what has worked with you in the past, or how did you get over this hump or over this hurdle or over this issue, or if you had a problem, what is some real world experience that has worked that I can kind of steal and apply into my life. So today's episode is going to be going firsthand, problems that I have faced, issues that I have faced, troubles, and maybe things that still bug me that you guys can hopefully take, steal, implement, and put into your own lives. And one of the biggest questions that I get asked is, you know, people kind of think since you're in the health and fitness industry, your business, or that's what kind of your coaching hat is, that being in shape and being healthy comes easy. That it's just, okay, you were cut from this cloth that's a little bit different. It's so easy for you to do. You're in the gym the entire time. You're surrounded. You're reading all these articles. It just has to be a piece of cake. You never want to have, a cheat meal. You never want to have a donut. You never want to go out for drinks. And you're just boom, boom, boom. This is just what you do. And I'm here to tell you guys, I would probably say the majority of coaches that the reason that they're coaches is because they've struggled in one of those areas before. And it's still probably a challenge or a struggle to them going on right now. Maybe some have been addicted to sugar. Maybe some have lost 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pounds, and now they want to help and inspire other people. Maybe they were addicted to drinking. Now they're addicted to exercise and taking care of themselves. Or it's kind of subbing out a bad addiction for a good addiction. And for a lot of us, guys, it's not because this comes easy that we choose to do it. It's kind of because we know what we were able to do ourselves. And if we're able to do it, then we want to help and inspire other people along the way. Now, for instance, hardest thing for me, and I'm talking from experience in terms of being in this health and fitness industry, is I love exercising. I love working out. I love getting to the gym. I love blowing off some steam, blowing off some stress, lifting heavy stuff, getting the sweat going. Great. Food, and probably for most people, is always going to be the most challenging part, at least for me, right? And again, this is just kind of peeling back the curtain. I'm fantastic pretty much all day long, even throughout dinner. But it's that hour and a half where once we put the kids to bed, I have, from 8, let's say, till 9:30 or 10, where I'm laying in bed. I've worked all day. I'm tired. I've exercised. I ate dinner, and I'm just like, okay, what do we have inside of the pantry that I can get my hands on? That's always been the toughest thing. And one of the reasons why I think intermittent fasting has worked really, really well for me is because I can kind of set that marker to say, if you want to have whatever little snack or little treat, you got to get it in before 7:30 or 8 o'clock or whatever that time is, because after that, it's a no holds bars. You got to be done eating. And that's always kind of been my kryptonite is during the day, we're kind of busy, busy, busy. We got stuff with kids, and I can usually make some decent choices, but it's just when no one's looking, when it's quiet, when you got some free time and some wiggle room time, there's that little kind of angel and devil on your shoulder that start to talk. And you can go down there and have one fruit snack. You worked hard all day. Oh, you can have two fruit snacks. It's not going to make that much of a difference. Oh, you can go back down and do this. And that's usually the toughest part for me. And again, the easiest way that I was over to overcome that, guys, is set a time. It can be 7:30, it can be 8. Don't push it till 10 o'clock, obviously, but have a strict time where you go, the wheels or the doors have to be closed to the pantry, to the fridge at this time. Otherwise, it's almost just like there's always an open invitation to go inside and grab whatever you like. So those are my 2 cents. If you're having trouble eating at night, if you're a sleepwalker and you go, the moment the kids go to bed, I just kind of graze and graze and graze. Be strict with yourself. Set a firm time limit. Don't exceed it. Don't exceed it by a minute. Don't exceed it by 5 minutes. But tell yourself at 7:30 or 8, I got to be done eating. So if I want to get any little treat, do it now, because that little whatever it is, pumpkin or carrot, is going to turn into a pumpkin pretty darn soon. Now, the other thing is, what did you have to change after you had a kid? And for a lot of us, the old way that we used to live our life pretty much becomes non-existent. Where before I was able to get to the gym pretty consistently, let's say for an hour, maybe more than an hour a day. I could kind of BS with everybody, drive back home, take a shower, and I had a pretty consistent regimen, right? It was me and maybe my fiance at the time. But there were no kids, and pretty much the only person you had to worry about was you. All of a sudden, when you have to take care of another individual, workout wise, I had to be very, very concise and know exactly what I was going to do on what day, which is the great thing about our gyms is you walk in and it's pretty much go, 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 go to here, go to here, go to here. And you zip through the whole thing in 30 minutes rather than going to the gym and go, I'm wasting time going over here. I'm waiting for a machine going over here. We kind of keep it short and sweet and keep you moving the entire time. But the biggest thing is, guys, with that time crunch and kind of being pulled in multiple directions after having a kid, when you get to the gym, you have to have some kind of plan or some kind of routine, right? If you just walk in, excuse me, sorry, and you go, well, I guess that machine's open. I guess that machine's open. I guess that machine's open. I said I would be here for an hour. I'll walk around. I'll do some of this. I'll do some of that. Those are the people that you see that, one, don't have a plan, and two, they just end up wasting a bunch of time. They're just spinning their wheels in place, and they do this for months and months or years even for on end. And then they're like, well, why aren't I getting anywhere? And it's because you don't have a roadmap of how you're going to move. So especially when you're spread thin and you have kids and you're under a time crunch, you have to know either when you're walking in or before you walk in, today's an upper body day. Let's say I'm going to hit chest, back, biceps, triceps, shoulders. And that's going to be my routine for upper body. Or if it's a leg day, I'm going to do squats, lunges, deadlifts, kettlebell swings, blah, 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 split squats, you name it. But you have to have some kind of plan when you walk in. Otherwise, you're either going to spill over and you're not going to accomplish what you want to accomplish because you were too busy just kind of wandering around doing nothing, or you're not going to actually get some results because you have no plan on what you're actually going to do. So, in a nutshell, that was a very long-winded way of saying, how did things change when you had a kid? Is I had to get hyper-focused on what I was going to do, the days I was going to work out, if I wanted to have a rest day or needed a rest day, when I was going to pencil that in. Because otherwise, guys, you might have experienced this. When the real world kind of starts to pull at you, a lot of us become our own worst enemy. And we're the first ones to kind of say, you know what, you deserve a day off today, or things are too crazy right now, or do it tomorrow, pick it up tomorrow. You can do twice as hard tomorrow. Maybe you'll do 2 workouts tomorrow. Tomorrow was crazy again. Well, on Monday we'll hit it super duper hard, and you can see how you keep kicking that can down the road. But you have to be the one to kind of say, okay, this is my schedule. This is when I'm going to get it in, no matter if I had a good night's sleep or a poor night's sleep. If I drank too much water, not enough water. There's always a billion and one reasons why you can and can't do something. And we'll try to kind of legitimize it over and over again in our head. But that was the biggest thing, guys. Once we had both of our kids, even more so when you have two. But you have to be super regimented on at this time I'm doing this, and at this time I'm doing this. Otherwise, you're just going to be spread and pulled in every single direction. Now, one of the other questions is two-parter. What is the most rewarding part of being a coach? What is the hardest part of being a coach? And the answers are almost identical to both of these guys. One of the greatest parts of being a coach is when you can see it finally clicks with somebody and people get so hyper fixated on the scale sometimes and their results. And yes, of course you want to be, right? You want to work out so you look good, so you feel good, so you're healthy, so you're confident, and there's some merit behind that. But the people that are exercising that don't get hyper focused on the scale, and they're doing it knowing that there probably isn't like an end game in sight. They're like, I'm just doing this because I want to get healthy. There was a lady that joined a couple months ago that said, after 3 weeks, she's like, I can get down, up and off the ground now, and I haven't been able to do that in 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And she was like, I could give a damn what the scale says. Oh my God, I can get off the ground. How great is that, right? And rightfully so. I wouldn't really give a shit what the scale says if I haven't been able to get up and off the ground in 4, 5, 6 years. Probably in the same boat. So when people come to the realization that yes, you're going to lose weight, yes, you're going to become healthy, but what you're doing internally to your body, guys, unless you're getting blood work done every single day, there's a billion ways that you can measure success and measure health. The scale, and I've said it in here before, just happens to be one of the most readily available. But in terms of accuracy, it's probably the least accurate, right? You could be doing everything completely fine. I might have told you guys in here, but there was a day I ate nothing but salads for like 3 days. And I ended up gaining 6 pounds on the scale. And it was just from water retention, from salt inside the salads, just too much sodium inside my body. Do I have to go to the bathroom? All these things are going to make the scale go up, down, left, right. Doesn't mean that you did anything wrong or anything bad necessarily. But if you're only just looking at the scale for that immediate gratification, it's going to play games with you every single day. So I usually tell people, check the scale maybe once a week tops. Once every 2 weeks, probably 3 weeks even is probably good. Otherwise, if you're standing on it every day, depending on when the scale catches you, again, what's inside your belly? Do you got to go to the bathroom? Are you stressed out? Did you sleep enough? All that stuff's going to manipulate the scale. But when people learn to not get hyper focused on the scale and look at exercise and taking care of themselves as a way to keep doing things as they get older in life, or being able to pick up their kids without their back hurting, or again, like we touched on, being able to get up from the ground without having to grab onto something or your knees killing you, or being able to fit into the clothes that they wanted to wear. That's probably the best part, hands down. And when you reach those milestones, there's nothing wrong with that. When you lose 25 pounds or 50 pounds or 30 pounds, we're going to be there cheering for you still. But a lot of us tend to get a number value associated with our success. And we feel like when we don't hit that number value, then we're kind of less than. Or we're like, I wanted to lose 30 pounds, but I'm only down 28 or 25. And 25 or 28 is freaking awesome too. But for a lot of people, they think, okay, I want to get down to this number. And until I get down with that number, I'm not happy and I'm not confident and I'm not this. And you have to understand that you're playing the long game. This isn't just a 3-week thing or a 4-week thing. You're trying to get healthy for years and years and years to come. And when you can celebrate those little milestones along the way, like getting up from the ground, picking up your kids, being able to, crawl on the floor or do a burpee or do a box jump, those are the fun things where you go, okay, you're able to move and you're not kind of a prisoner inside of your body anymore. And those are one of the best success stories along the way. And then the hardest part about being a coach kind of snowballs into that. It's when people never get to that point because as a coach, you've seen it play out before and you know what people are capable of. You know what people are capable of if they just stick with it. You know what people are capable of if they just kind of, whatever that hurdle was, if they just found a way to get through that hurdle, it was smooth sailing again. But for a lot of us, we see a little hiccup or a little roadblock as like the be all end all to why we can't succeed. Um, we go, oh my gosh, I got a new cat. I can't get to the gym anymore. I got a new dog, or I can't get to the gym anymore. My hamster died. I can't go work out today. And there's always, like I've said before, 1,000,000,001 reasons why you can't do anything. But you only need one reason to actually put one foot in front of the other and go forth and actually accomplish what you want to do. But for a lot of us, the minute things are just a little bit less than opportune or a little bit less than perfect, we go, well, it's raining outside today, so I'll pick it up tomorrow. Or it's supposed to snow at 2:00. I don't want to drive in the snow or put my boots on, so I'll pick it up next week. And there's no consistency, there's no habits. It's just anytime that something gets a little bit dicey, you throw in the towel. And those are the people that you want to shake like crazy. And, being a coach, you have to operate with a certain level of professionalism. You can't, you can give them some tough love when they need it sometimes, but you also can't go, shaking them by the shoulders and go, you're being a moron right now, as much as you want to do it. But yeah, that's the hardest part. And we try to kind of ride that very fine line between, telling people, okay, do you need help? Can we help you with anything? This is just a little hiccup. Do you need help getting through it? We're here to help you. But that's the toughest part, guys, is when people throw in the towel too quick, because you see it play out 1,000,000,000 times with people who are successful when they have that aha moment, or they go, when I would have normally quit in the past, I kept on going this time. And you go, okay, you got it figured out. If you can do that one time, you can do it 2 times and then 3 times. And then you have confidence behind you. And then with confidence, you go, well, if I can do this 4, 5, 6 times, there's nothing that can stop me now. But if you're always the one that the minute, we touched on this a couple podcasts ago, that throws in that quick card the minute the going gets tough, it's really hard to progress anywhere, because you take 2 steps forward and then you get knocked down. Then 2 steps forward and you get knocked down. So that's probably the toughest part. And now, the last one, the big one that everybody always wants to know. As a coach, as a fitness person, what is your favorite exercise inside the gym? I know what you guys think I'm going to say. It's probably going to be burpees, but that's not true. I love burpees. I don't mind burpees. I found like a little rhythm that I can get into with burpees. The key, guys, if you're having trouble with burpees, is just timing your breath. So as you're about to hit the floor, breathe out. And then as you're about to bring yourself up, push out that air. So if you can time that up, they're not that bad. But my favorite move, there's 2, and this is a tie. And I can't decide what one I like more. Number 1, I think, is the kettlebell swing. Probably because I'm really good at it. Probably because I feel like I can do them forever. I've been playing hockey forever, so my legs are huge. My butt is big. My back is like strong from bending over with the hockey stick. So it's just one of those moves that I feel like I was just like, I have some God-given ability in swinging a damn 72-pound kettlebell. So that is my number 1 favorite. Number 2 is the dumbbell thruster, which is just a fancy name for a squat to a shoulder press. But when you're short on time, guys, if you can combine those 2, you are fried. I'll do a Tabata of just a squat and a press, take a little breather for like a minute, and then do a Tabata of kettlebell swings. And that whole workout's less than 10 minutes, and you are freaking exhausted. You basically just do a squat and a press, 20 seconds on, 10-second break, do that 8 rounds, take a quick breather, grab a kettlebell, and then you do 8 rounds nonstop of 20-second swings. You guys are spent after that. And it gets your legs, it gets your booty, gets your shoulders, gets your core, gets your heart rate up, and you blast absolutely everything. And pretty darn efficient moves too. But those are the big one, guys. They're the big ones, I should say. I know a lot of you guys, we talk about how we can help you. And sometimes you guys got questions for us. So there they are. But what else, peoples? Like always, if you need supplements, guys, we got the best in the biz. Head to core4supplements.com. We got whey protein, we got vegan protein, we got energy gummies, we got deep sleep gummies to combat the energy gummies. We got pre-workout supplements, we got BCAAs to help repair those muscles. We got it all. We got cardio kickstarter, awesome fat burner. If you need some help getting through your day, it gives you a little bit more pep in your step and makes everything look a little bit rosy. So highly recommend that. And if you are a podcast listener, if you use the code word podcast at the checkout, you will save 10% off of your entire order. So like I said, at the checkout, use the code word podcast. And if you spend over $100, you get free shipping on everything. So thank you guys for listening. Again, core4supplements.com. Grab whatever you need. Sorry, I'm a little bit sniffy, a little bit nasally today, but my family is all getting over a cold. I'm at the tail end of mine. And then hopefully by tomorrow, I will sound better and the podcast might look a little bit better as well. But that is all, peoples. Love you. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys all next week. Bye.